Hi, everybody. John Adams, along with my friend Jim Duffy from Phoenix Global Mortgage. Hi, Jim.
Hey, everybody. Hey, John.
Good to see you again. Let's talk for just a second about some mortgage topics because I get so many calls on the radio show, questions on the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Sure.
Did I tell you I am approaching my 1,000th column?
1,000 articles?
1,000 published
Are they
articles.
going to give you a plaque or something?
No, they're probably going to fire me, but that's beside the point. They are paying me for these, so that's good.
There you
But
go.
a lot of the questions that I get, Jim, involve mortgages because it's a topic that's confusing to people. And right now, so many people have the opportunity to refinance,
Sure.
but they haven't done it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know if it's because they don't understand or they're afraid of the process or a combination, or maybe they don't know how low rates are or they're afraid of the cost. What are some of the considerations if somebody is watching right now saying, well, I like my loan, it's at 6.5%, I barely qualified last time, and I don't want to rock the boat.
Right, and for those people, especially keeping an eye on rates is important and easy to do. And by the way, I do that for clients. If anyone wants to follow rates and see when it makes sense, give me a call. I'll put you on a kind of a watch list. But here's the thing. People are afraid of the cost. That's the biggest thing that I hear.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few ways to tackle those costs. One is you get the lowest going rate without paying points and roll those costs into the new loan. And they just become part of the loan balance rather than paying them out of pocket.
Right.
The other way to do it, though, and what a lot of people don't realize they can do, is do a zero closing cost loan or a lender-paid closing cost loan.
All right, I hear about this all the time. And there's that clown that comes on and says, hey, we don't need to make money on the closing.
Right.
We do it for free. Well, and then he always
Sure
says, this is the biggest no-brainer in the history of Earth. And I think he's misleading people because nobody is going to work for free.
Right.
The reality is
they would not be in business.
No, they wouldn't. And there are some hard costs associated with a refinance.
Sure.
On a zero closing costs situation, who pays those and how are they compensated?
Excellent question. And that's the biggest question mark about all these no closing cost loan. I pay them. The other term for a zero closing cost loan is a lender paid closing costs.
All right, I like that. And I think that's a more accurate description because it's not zero.
No,
it's lender paid. Now, out of the goodness of your heart, and we appreciate that, you're paying my closing costs.
I do have a big heart.
I know you do.
But I also am in business to make a profit.
What? That's evil. That's evil.
Isn't that bad?
All right, so how are you going to come out okay on this?
Well, when you pay closing costs, what you're getting is par rate. It's not costing you any discount, but it's not paying me any yield.
Right.
So what I want to do for a lender paid closing costs is go up in rate where I'm actually making yield enough to pay your closing costs, make a bit of a profit as well.
So you're going to offer me a slightly higher interest rate.
Yes.
And in exchange for that, I get to close and I don't have to write a check for it. You're paying for it.
I pay for it. So your loan balance remains exactly where it was before you came in and started refinancing. Your payment goes lower because you're saving on interest. And it's kind of everybody wins.
So in other words, literally, it's a situation where I walk in, sign a bunch of papers, walk out, and it hasn't cost me anything out of pocket, and I get a lower interest rate.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's almost a no-brainer.
Biggest no-brainer in the history of Atlanta.
That's exactly right. Typically, what is the differential on the interest rate between a me-paid closing cost and a you-paid closing cost? Say a $200,000 to $250,000 loan.
And that's the key because it does matter what the loan amount is because I get a percentage of that for yield.
And there's some fixed costs.
And most of the closing costs are fixed costs. Yeah. But typically, your rule of thumb is half a point. It's anywhere from 3/8 to 5/8, but half a point is almost in every case covers enough to pay all the closing costs.
Okay. And obviously, you have an incentive to keep those costs as low as possible.
Sure,
you're paying them. So that's one way of ensuring that you're getting a good deal, folks.
Right.
I would just encourage, and I'll just say this. I've done that type of lender-paid closing many times, and it works like a charm.
Oh, absolutely.
And I would encourage anybody who is thinking about this right now to call Jim. If this is not the right time, you'll put them on a watch list.
Oh, absolutely.
And rates do go up and down, so sometimes it
Look at the
makes
last 3 weeks. They've been a roller coaster.
well, that's the sort of the nature of interest rates, isn't it? It's
It
up
is.
and down.
Sure.
So
They're constantly moving.
let's let Jim watch this.
Mhm.
Give him your information, have a chat with him, and if rates get to a point where it is profitable for you to consider this, he's going to get in touch with you.
Sure.
Jim, where can folks get in touch with you now?
Just give me a call, 770-518-2440.
Okay, very good. And be sure to tune in to the John Adams Radio Show on Talk 920 every Saturday at 12 o'clock noon on your AM dial, sponsored by
Phoenix Global Mortgage.
That's
Happy to do
exactly.
it.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks, John.